Hey guys, Dave here from Guitars Really Hero, and in this lesson I'm going to be teaching you how to play Interstate Love Song by the Stone Temple Pilots, which is an awesome tune. I absolutely love this tune growing up. For the basics, we'll just need our guitar and standard tuning. Now if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarsreallyhero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you're fairly new to guitar and you're looking to build a strong solid foundation but you don't know where to start, then be sure to check out the Guitars Really Hero Premium course and membership, which gives you all the guidance to play with confidence. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Let's jump into the lesson. Let's start off with the intro. I'm going to teach you the rhythm guitar parts that are played on both the acoustic and electric guitar. For the lead guitar, I'll teach that in the second half of this video. In terms of the tone, everything you hear is recorded using the Boss Guitarna. I'll leave a link to my tone patch in the description. For this intro tone on the electric, I have a fairly high gain amp, which will sound like this. But what I'll do is actually roll back the volume on my guitar quite low to about 1. And by doing that, you get a cleaned up sound. So it almost sounds like a clean guitar, but with a tiny bit of grit. We start off with a C sharp minor, so index finger on the 4th fret of the 5th string, ring and pinky on the 6th frets of the 4th and 3rd, and middle finger on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. Now, we want to avoid letting the 6th string ring out. To mute that 6th string, I lightly touch it with my index finger as I'm fretting the 4th fret of the 5th string. So that's C sharp minor. Now, in terms of strumming pattern, I'm going to play this with a down, 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 up, down, down, up, down. Then I go to an E major chord with the same strumming pattern. These strumming patterns are just suggestions, of course, so feel free to improvise yourself. Then we go to an A sus2, so from the E chord, just keep your ring finger where it is and put your pinky finger underneath it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. Again, we're only strumming from the 5th string onwards, so you want to keep that 6th string muted. I use my thumb to do that by reaching over the top and lightly touching that string. And then for this 4th bar, we're going to go up to a G sharp 7 sus 4. So keep your pinky finger where it is, slide up to the 6th fret. You'll bar your index finger across the entire 4th fret and ring finger onto the 6th fret of the 5th string. So that's G sharp 7 sus 4, and then we go to a G sharp 7. So lift your pinky finger, and then your middle finger will come onto the 5th fret of that 3rd string. Now, those two chords are contained within one bar, and the point at which we change is on the end beat after the 2. The strumming pattern changes a little bit here. It's down, 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 up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we go up to an A, so we just shift this entire G sharp 7 shape up 1 fret and then put our pinky finger onto the 7th fret of the 4th string. So this is an A major bar chord. We return back to our original strumming pattern. And then shift our ring, pinky and middle fingers all the way down to 2nd and 1st frets and end on an E chord. Now, as you strum that E chord, you can then roll the volume up on your guitar and you hear that volume swell in the original recording. So altogether, the rhythm guitar in the intro will sound like this. Again, if you want to learn the lead guitar, I'll teach that in the second half of this video, and I'll teach you how to play that with a slide and without a slide. Next, we move on to the main riff, which is a lot of fun to play. This is such an iconic riff. So there's one line of tab here, and it's just repeated through twice, just 3 bars of music. We're going to put our ring finger here on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. You can use your middle finger as well, but I like using my ring finger because then I could use my middle finger as well to support that string as I bend it up. So we're going to hit the 1st and 2nd strings together, but you're also going to bend up that 2nd string, like that. Now it's a half bend, so we're only bending up to the pitch of the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. Then we'll hit these 2 strings again, and you can now release that bend. Then we'll hit those 2 strings again, but you'll lift your ring finger, so it's just the open 1st and 2nd strings. So those first 3 plucks. And then you'll put your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, hold that out, and then you'll quickly do an upstroke on the open 1st string, and then index finger will go onto the 1st fret of the 3rd string, hit that, hammer back onto the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and then 2nd and 1st, and that 2nd half of the bar. And I like to play that with a down, up, down, up, picking motion. And in total for the bar. Then we'll move to an E major chord. With this E major, we'll strum with a down, up, mute. So to mute, you're basically using your palm to hit the strings as you come down with a downstroke. Now you don't have to drag your whole hand in like this. You can just rest your palm on the strings and pivot around that point to play that mute. So down, up, mute. And then after that, up, down. So all together, down, up, mute, up, down. And for the 2nd half of the bar, down, down, down. And the bar in total. Then for the final bar, we're going to start with that E major. And then we're going to hit a downstroke, and on the next upstroke, we'll shift up to this position. So middle and ring finger will now go on the 4th frets, and then index on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. So down, down, up. Hold that out for a little bit, and then we'll do an upstroke, and then shift to this E position like this, which is a bit of a stretch, but you should be able to get it with a bit of practice. Pinky finger on the 7th fret of the 5th string, ring finger on the 6th fret of the 4th, and then index finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd. You can hit all the strings there. So that's on the downstroke. Then we keep playing this shape with a up, down, down, down. Now again, everything I suggest here are just rhythmic suggestions. Feel free to explore the rhythm yourself and make any changes that you think sound good. But in total for the final bar, and in total, the main riff. That's just played through twice for this first break. Next we get to verse number 1, and there's 3 lines of tab here. We're going to start with a C sharp minor 7. So it's the same as our C sharp that we had in the intro, but we're going to lift our pinky finger here, have that index finger barred across the 4th frets for the 3rd and 1st string. Now with this chord, we're going to play a strumming pattern that goes like this. Down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up. But you'll see that there's some muted strums. Now, for those muted strums, you want to lift your chord shape so that nothing rings out and that it's just a mute. So it will sound like this. Notice how for those muted strums, I actually lift my fretting hand off the strings momentarily. The next chord is a G sharp over C. And to play that, we have our index finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, pinky finger on the 6th fret of the 4th, ring finger on the 5th fret of the 3rd, and then middle finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string. We just want to focus on those middle 4 strings. We're going to play the exact same strumming pattern and mute at the exact same points. So down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, down. Now this next chord is a bit of a finger twister, and it's a C sharp over B, which looks like this. So middle and ring finger on the 2nd frets of the 5th and 2nd string. Your pinky finger will go up to the 3rd fret of the 4th and index finger on the 1st fret of the 3rd. So we want to focus on those middle 4 strings as well. Same strumming pattern, same muting. The final chord is an A sharp half diminished, which looks like this. So index and middle finger on the 1st frets of the 5th and 3rd, and ring and pinky finger on the 2nd frets of the 4th and 2nd. Same strumming pattern as well. And then we're going to go to our A sus2, so just keep your ring finger where it is, put your pinky finger up, and strum that out and hold it for 2 beats. 1, 2. So the first two lines of chords. For the third line of tab, we're just playing through the third bar of the main riff, which is the E, moving up to this shape, and then up to this E. So, and that's played through twice. That's it for verse number 1, which is repeated through twice. I'll just play it through once right now. After the first verse, there's another break, which is just that main riff, but played through once instead of twice. Then we get to the chorus. For the chorus, there's 3 lines of chords. We have C sharp minor, E, our A bar chord, and our G sharp 7 sus 4 to G sharp 7. The second line of chords is almost identical, except instead of starting with the C sharp minor, we're starting with an A major. And then our third line of chords is simply the A down to the E. And that's it for the chorus, which will sound like this. After the first chorus, there's another break, which is just the main riff played through twice. Then there's verse 2, which is slightly different to verse number 1. Now, the only difference between verse 2 and verse 1 is that we're adding an additional line of tab. So after the second line of tab, after we've strummed the A sus2, we're then going to play that E bar, but only once, not twice. After we've played it once, we then go back to our A sus2, strum it and hold it for a full bar instead of just 2 beats. And then the final line of tab is the same as the final line of tab for verse number 1. So altogether, verse number 2 sounds like this. Then we have the second chorus, which is identical to chorus number 1. And finally the outro, which is just the main riff. But when we get to this final chord in the third bar, we're just going to strum and ring it. So the outro. And that's it for the rhythm guitar parts for this song. Let's move on to the lead guitar part, which is played in the intro. First, I'll teach you how to play this without a slide, but then I'll teach you how to play it with a slide. And both methods are identical in terms of the notes we play, just the technique is a little bit different. So there's just one line of tab here. We're going to start with the 4th fret of the 3rd string, hit it and slide up to the 6th. Then at the very end of this bar, go back down to 4th fret. And then on the first beat of the next bar, we'll hit it again and slide up to 6th and slide back down. So, and then right after that, we'll take our ring finger to the 4th fret of the 4th string, hit that and slide up to the 6th. And so far. For the 3rd bar, we'll go down to the 2nd fret of the 4th string, hit that and slide up to the 4th, and back down to 2nd. At the end of that bar, we'll then go up to the 4th fret. For the start of the 4th bar, hit that note again and slide up to 6th. Then 5th fret of the 3rd string, 4th fret of the 2nd string. And the 3rd and 4th bars. For this 5th bar, we'll hit that note one more time, slide up to the 5th fret and back down to 4th. Then down to 2nd fret, hit it one more time, and then hit the open 2nd string to end on that 6th bar. And that's it for the intro without a slide, which sounds like this. Alright, so now let's take a look at playing this intro with a slide. Now, generally with a slide, we just want to rest the slide on top of our strings. We don't actually want to push the strings down, we just want to make contact with the string. And when the tab says 4th fret, for example, what we want to do is place our slide above the fret strip dividing 4th fret and 5th fret. So if the tab says 4, go to the 4th fret and place that slide right above that fret strip, dividing 4th and 5th. And that's our slide technique. So for this first note, we'll hit that 4th fret note and slide up to 6th. And remember, 6th fret means that we need to position our slide right above the metal strip dividing 6th and 7th fret. Then back down to 4th, hit that again, slide that up and back down. And then 4th fret of the 4th string, slide up to 6th. Down to 2nd fret, we're going to hit that and slide up to 4th and back down to 2nd. Up to 4th, hit that again, slide up to 6th. Then 5th fret of the 3rd, then 4th fret of the 2nd. We hit that note one more time, slide up to 5th and back down to 4th. Then down to 2nd. Pluck it one more time. And then you can just lift it and just hit the open 2nd string to end this. So in total with the slide, the intro will sound like this. And that's everything you need to learn for this rock classic. So now I'll be doing a full playthrough of the song with a vocal track on top for some context. Big thanks to my friend Eric for lending his awesome vocals to this playthrough. Feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this lesson, then I know you'll absolutely love these other lessons too. So hit the link here. Or if you want to grab a copy of my free guitar ebook, then head over to guitarzerotohero.com or click the link here. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.